So like I was saying, I'm an admissions counselor. I've got the wild card. So really anywhere they want to send me in Texas, that's where I get to go. I'm just telling any transfer students or any incoming freshmen about Tarleton and the admissions process. And if y'all have any questions, you can definitely reach out to me either by phone. You can text me, call me, email me, whatever is easiest for you. But really my job is just to be a resource for you whenever you're trying to make that transition over to Tarleton. But we'll go ahead and get started with the presentation. Just tells you a little bit more again about the university. And then if y'all have any questions, we can definitely answer those for y'all in the chat if you want to drop them below. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. So for just some quick information about the university. Tarleton was founded in 1899, originally as the John Tarleton Agricultural College, but we slowly made our name transition over to Tarleton State. And then we were founded by a guy named John Tarleton and his little pet duck, Oscar P. It's said they walked 952 miles all the way from Tennessee to get here in Texas. Whether that actually happened, we don't really know, but we're going to keep that story going. And then in 1917, we did get to join the Texas A&M University system. And since we were a founding member with them, we actually get to keep our name, unlike our other sister schools. So it'll never be Texas A&M Tarleton or Texas A&M Stephenville, always going to be at Tarleton State. Our Stephenville campus is roughly 173 acres right now, but we are definitely expanding. We're currently building a parking garage that has Buffalo Wild Wings in the bottom, so I'm pretty excited about that. And then we also just broke ground on a new event center. So that development on our campus is definitely to keep up with the student enrollment as it continues to grow each year. You can see that says 15,000, but I think we just broke that record of 16,000 students this fall semester. On the Stephenville campus, there's roughly 10 to 11,000 students come the spring and fall semester. But we do like to maintain those small class sizes. So you'll see that 23-to-1 student to faculty ratio. We've just found that's how our students are able to learn best and are more comfortable asking questions from their peers or any of their professors. And then we always like to mention that over half of our students are first generation. So if you're the first one in your family to come to college, it can kind of be overwhelming. You're not exactly sure what your next steps are or what questions to ask. So we want you to know there's lots of resources on campus and lots of other students that are also in your shoes. So did quickly want to start off with those transfer admission requirements. So kind of dependent on the campus you're wanting to go to, but for the Stephenville campus, this applies to all credits that you'll have. So if you have 1 to 23 credit hours with a 2.0 GPA, you'll be automatically admitted if you meet those first time in college requirements and have all those credits. With a GPA of 2.5, you'll need 12 to 23 transferable credits, and then a 2.0 GPA, you'll need 24 transferable credits. And you'll also need to be TSI complete if you want to attend any of those other 4 campus locations that we have. But at the main Stephenville campus, you can have as many credit hours. And then for on-campus living, we do have a 1-year housing requirement for first-time in college students, and then transfers with less than 30 credit hours. And as soon as you're admitted, I definitely encourage you to go ahead and fill out that housing application. Kind of depending what time of the year you're coming in, but it always opens early fall for that next fall. And we definitely just want to secure your spot and get your preference on where you'll be living that next year. So always encourage you to get that done quickly. But while you're filling it out, if you've got a friend at Tarleton or someone coming with you, you can definitely put them as a preferred roommate. If not, we are designed as living and learning communities. So you'll be placed with someone that either has the same degree or is in the same academic college, which is really great if maybe you miss class one day and either your roommate or someone out in the hall can get you those notes. Mostly for parents, but we always like to mention that there are 3 layers of security for each residential room. So you'll have your Texan card, which is your university ID and pretty much your lifeline here on campus, that you'll need to swipe 3 times to gain access to your room. After all those swipes, there will either be a 4-digit PIN code or a hard key. So even if someone had your texting card, it'd still be virtually impossible for them to gain access to your room. On campus, we do have 7 halls that are most likely reserved for any transfer or returning students. You'll see in the bottom right corner an example of what those residence halls usually look like. So you've got that kind of suite style where you all got your own room, but you'll share a bathroom with one other person, so one on each end, and then you'll have a common area. And right above that, you'll see Traditions, pretty much has the same layout, but that layout in the bottom is from our Integrity Hall. While you're living on campus, we do require that you have a meal plan, just so that we know you have the option to eat here on campus. So we've got 2 options for that, either 12 or 17 meal swipes. And that's just how many times you can go to the dining hall throughout the week, and that resets every Sunday. With either one of those plans, you'll get $400 dining dollars for the semester. That's added onto your texting card and can be used at any retail option we have on campus. So we've got Chick-fil-A, Starbucks in the library. We just added an Auntie Anne's, which has been pretty dangerous for us in the Welcome Center. And we've even got our own little convenience store if you're just needing some of those necessities for your dorm. Then kind of wanted to spotlight some of the facilities we have on campus for you. So a little bit off campus, actually, we have our agriculture center. It's roughly like 2 miles away from campus, and we even have a shuttle that can take you there. But that's where a lot of agriculture classes or any labs would take place at. We've got our aquaponics center, equine center, the meat lab. We even sell that meat that's processed in there at the Purple Tractor, which is also at the Ag Center. But really great opportunity to get that hands-on experience for any of those agriculture students. And we've also got our dairy center, which is the only other one in the Western United States at a university. So kind of cool that we've got that here on our campus. And then I kind of touched on the student center that has our food court. I mentioned it having, I think I mentioned it having the Chick-fil-A, but that also has our campus store. The campus bookstore is downstairs under all the apparel and all the Tarleton goods that you would want to get. And then on the bottom floor, we've also got our academic advising, and they are a great resource for you whenever you're scheduling your classes. And they're really just there to make sure that you're on the right track to of your degree plan, so you can are picking those right classes so you can get all those 120 credit hours. And then there's tons of places that you can really just sit and socialize, or if you want to study, there's some chairs upstairs. So lots of places that you can just kind of hang out. Then we've got our campus rec and the aquatic center. So we've got group fitness classes. We've got a weight room and cardio area, our climbing wall, which is kind of tied to outdoor pursuits. They'll sometimes take trips to like Dinosaur Valley State Park or Glen Rose, anywhere at any park they want to. They'll have camping trips. You can rent any gear from them. So kind of a neat place on campus that we've got. And the aquatic center is the newer addition to that building. I believe we just added it a couple years ago. But we've got our indoor and outdoor pools. We've got, I know, water aerobics classes. And if you're interested in any like intramural sports, those are also based out of our rec center. Then we definitely want to make sure that you're staying healthy while you're on campus. So we've got our wellness center with the on-campus health clinic. So if you're ever feeling under the weather, maybe you hurt yourself in intramurals, thinking you would be a little more athletic after high school, you can always go visit there. You won't have to pay it out of your pocket. It'll always just go to your bill. And then we've also got our student counseling services. So if you're needing to talk to somebody, they are available 24/7. We even have a student mobile app if that's something that caters to your needs better. So they're a great support system if you're just needing some confidential support. And then we mentioned campus safety a little bit with our dorms, but we were actually named the safest campus in Texas in 2019. And we are now among the top 5 safest campuses in the United States. And that's partly because of our really awesome university police department. I believe we have roughly 16 officers currently, but they are always here to help if maybe your car breaks down. You can definitely give them a call. If you're working late at the library and you want them to escort you back to your car or your dorm, they can definitely help you out. Their number is on the back of your check-in card, so you'll always have it available to you. And they're most likely going to be anywhere that you are on campus because they're here 24/7, making their way through every single building, every single day. And then we've got our Code Purple emergency alert system. This is something that students and parents can both sign up for, but you'll just get a quick text and an email if there's anything going on around campus that you need to know about. Most of the time, it's inclement weather, but any safety concerns or campus closures, as soon as we know about it, we just want to make sure that we can notify you too. All right, as for opportunities to get involved, anywhere that you end up, even if it's not here at Tarleton, I definitely encourage you to get connected and stay connected on campus. It's really one of the best ways to stay academically and socially accountable and just make some awesome lifelong friends and memories. As a fellow transfer student, I can definitely say that getting involved was one way that really helped me find my place on campus and helped me figure out what I wanted to do with my life post-college. But we have over 150 student organizations. So there's really a lot of different ways that you could get involved, whether that be Break Live, a spear organization, academic, leadership. Like I said, opportunities are endless. And one I always like to point out is the Purple Poo. You'll see them kind of in the bottom right, but the oldest spear organization in the state of Texas, made up of 20 Tarleton students. They remain anonymous until about a month before their senior graduation. But really cool organization on campus. Their main purpose is to keep the spirit of Oscar P alive and just make sure that traditions are being followed here on our campus by our students. But even if you don't get involved in one specific organization, lots of those organizations will have public events that are open to anybody on campus. So there's really something on campus pretty much every single week, especially this week because we've got our homecoming. So there's tons of festivities going on. But our Office of Diversity and Inclusion is always putting on multicultural celebrations. We've got concerts going on. And then we've also got some volunteer and community service programs, might be something you're interested in. Two of the biggest, we've got Tarleton Service Day and Browned Up, where you're either paired with your academic college or your student organization, and you're just going to get to go out and serve the community of Stephenville. One thing I wish I had checked out was study abroad. There's lots of scholarships to help you get where you're going, and I'm always jealous because I see that Honors College gets to go to Urbino in Italy every summer. So definitely check that out, see what your academic college's opportunities are. If you're thinking of military, we've got our Texan Floor Cadets and the ROTC. And then since we are in the cowboy capital of the world, kind of makes sense, we've got one of the biggest and best rodeo teams in the nation. I believe they have just over 36 national titles as a team, and they have an awesome facility here in Stephenville with full turnouts, their own cafeteria, and their own weight room. And then these are some of the great resources that you'll have to be successful in your classes, because that is the main purpose here. But that first one is supplemental instruction. Y'all might be familiar with it, also known as SI. But these are sessions run either by a graduate student or maybe someone that's taken your class previously and made an A. They'll take the class with you and then kind of reteach what the professor taught in lecture that week. So it's a great opportunity to kind of hear that material again, maybe in a way that's easier for you to understand, ask any questions, and lots of times they'll create a study guide for you. And then next is what became my best friend whenever I got here, is the Writing Center. English was not my favorite subject, so I sent all my papers there because they can get you your feedback within 48 hours, and they actually guarantee you a better letter grade. It's definitely underutilized on campus because most students don't start their paper until about 24 hours before the due date. So definitely want to send that in early so you can send it to, so you can get that feedback, and lots of professors will even give you extra credit for doing so. And then pretty similar, but any of your math classes that you have, we have a math clinic that can help you out. If you're wanting some more one-on-one help, we've got our tutoring and learning center, and that's based out of the library. So we can definitely help you find someone. And then lastly, with career services, this is really great when you're getting to the end of your college career and looking for those internship opportunities or post-college job opportunities. They've got resume workshops. They'll help you get prepared for an interview, do like a mock interview, and they host quite a few career fairs throughout the year, which are great to attend, maybe if you're not currently in the job market, just so you can see what those employers are offering and make those connections early on. And then one resource I wish I knew more about whenever I came to Tarleton was at Texan Smart. So this resource is really great, and they have services to help you pretty much understand your finances so that you are set up for success after high school or after college, excuse me. So they want to promote that financial wellness and just so that you have a better understanding of how you can budget, how you can figure out your student loans, how you're going to pay those back every year, and help you understand those a little bit more. And they do that with their financial wellness workshops. They've got peer coaching. You'll see some of those students pictured in the right. Those are some finance students that are helping out with that peer coaching. And then they'll also be really great at keeping you up to date with any information about FAFSA, about TASPA, and any of those scholarship opportunities. And then another place we have on campus that I wanted to highlight is our Dick Smith Library. It's got over 140 public computers that are free for you to use. And then one really great thing is you have $5 of printing credit. So if you're needing to print anything off for your classes, you can just go ahead and go into the library. It's super easy. And then if you're needing those ADA services, that's also located in the library. I always spent my time in the group study rooms or the meeting rooms. The group study rooms were really great when I had a test coming up, and I could just get some of my classmates and we'd reserve a room. Super easy to do online. And then you can also always find me at the tech spot because I was always having issues with my laptop. So they were really a savior. So if you're having any technical issues, they can definitely help you out. One really great thing there is the maker spot. This has 3D printing, a Cricut. If you're needing to print out like large printing, like a large format, like a poster board, they can do that as well. And then, like I mentioned earlier, we've got that Starbucks in our library, and we also have the Cinderella's Flatbread Cafe. All right, and then there is a financial aid and scholarships webinar later, but just kind of wanted to hit on some information. So 143 million is provided each year, and that's just by completing that financial aid application. It is going through some updates right now, so it will open this December, and we'll definitely keep you in the know of when that date is solidified. But on our website, we even have a tuition and fee calculator. So once you get that FAFSA submitted, we can kind of give you an estimate of what your year might look like here. And then we've also got on our campus some financial aid advisors. So if you're on campus, have any questions about financial aid, how to look at your rewards package, they can definitely help you out. You can either walk in or schedule an appointment with them. And then while you're filling out FAFSA, there will be an opportunity to fill out also a work study position application. And this just gives you the opportunity to work part-time on campus so that student employment can help you get some of those college expenses paid. And then while FAFSA is kind of tedious while you're filling it out, our scholarship application is super easy. So 3 open-ended questions comes out to about a page and a half. So you're not having to write 50 different essays for 50 different scholarships. That one essay puts you in the applicant pool for over 600 that we offer. And again, scholarships will give you some more in-depth information later. But we've also got our guaranteed scholarship program, which we'll talk about next. But as soon as you've submitted your application for admission, you can go ahead and submit that scholarship application. You don't even have to be admitted to go ahead and fill out that scholarship application. So here is the breakdown of that guaranteed scholarship program for transfer students. So this one can be a little bit more confusing to read, but it is dependent on your GPA and how many credit hours you'll be taking with us, not how many you're bringing in. So dependent on those two things, you could get anywhere from $250 to $2,000 every year for up to 3 years, as long as you maintain a 3.0 GPA and continue to fill out that scholarship application. This is basically a guaranteed minimum amount of Tarleton scholarships that you can receive each year. And then now that we told you a little bit about our university, did want to fill you in a little bit about Stephenville. Like I said, we are a small town in the cowboy capital of the world, but we do have more than just rodeos, I promise. As a big movie buff, one of my favorite things to do is go to the movie theater. Ours is super small, but it's super cheap. I want to say it's like $4 or $5 for students on Thursdays. But we've also got tons of live music. We've got 2 music festivals throughout the year, but really there's concerts going on all the time. We've got a golf course, mini golf. Me and my friends recently took up pickleball, so we're always at the Stephenville City Park or walking on the trail. And we are luckily pretty centrally located. So if you're wanting to take a day trip, you can definitely get to Fort Worth, Waco, or Dallas. Usually under 2 hours, kind of depending on traffic. But yeah, tons of stuff to do here, and we are pretty close to Dinosaur Valley State Park or Fossil Rim, or if you want to take a trip to Granbury for shopping, that's usually my go-to. All right, as we're wrapping up, definitely want to encourage y'all to follow Tarleton Admissions on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Sorry about that. It is just at Tarleton Bound, but we'll let you know about any deadlines that are coming up, any admissions updates. And once you're admitted, we just want to make sure that we shout you out on social media. And then if you're ever interested in coming to campus, that's really one of my biggest encouragements is you come see us here in Stephenville. We've got our daily campus tours going on. I'm usually at 10, 12, and 2, but those are all online if you go to tarleton.edu/visit. And then we've also got virtual options if you're not able to come here in Stephenville, or we've got campus preview days, just so you can kind of see what it's like to spend the day as a Tarleton student. All right, y'all, that's all I have for the presentation. And then I think if y'all have any questions, I can go ahead and answer those.